It is April 16th, 2021. I'm going to try and be concise and help people understand what to focus on over the next several weeks and months. The stock market's kind of going in just one direction, upward. The Fed is still allowing easy money out there, so that helps the stock market immensely. A couple things to keep an eye on is the 10-year yield. You want the yield to be stable to going downward, which it has over the last week. Basically, it had shot up about a month ago, but it's been easing down a little bit over the last week. And then you have a weaker dollar, which is very important. That will help the stock market quite a bit. And then I would keep an eye on the price of oil. It may be pulling back a little bit right now, but as it goes up, that will help the stock market also. The banks are invested heavily into the price of oil. So if you keep an eye on those things, and as long as there's easy money, the stock market's going to probably continue to go up. I am getting concerned because if you look at a range since 2016 to now, the stock market's getting towards the high end, and you always have to think about risk to reward. I'm taking some off. I was almost 100% invested in the stock market. I've recently, this week, even though I'm big on asset allocation, and at the end of each month, I go over that. Over the last day, 24 hours, I took some money out of stocks and put it into cash, even though I don't like leaving money in cash very much. Because if inflation starts to take off, the cash will hurt you. But I've got still plenty in the stock market, but my cash has gone up to around 20%. This point. And a lot of my stocks are ETFs, whether it's agriculture, metals, gold, and some of those things that might do well even when the stock market's going downward. I do not own any bonds right now. I don't think there's much worth being in bonds. I do have some Bitcoin, as I've talked about before. But the main thing to focus on is that 10-year yield. You don't want it shooting upward. That will put pressure on the stock market. And at some point, if it gets out of control because of inflation, that could be when the stock market will have a big correction. So keep an eye on the 10-year yield. You want it stable to going downward. It can inch up a little, but you don't want it shooting upward. So the 10-year yield, watch the oil prices. Oil going up will actually help the stock market. And then you want a weaker dollar, which we've been in a weaker dollar mode for months now. And I think it's going to continue for several years. Keep an eye on those three things: the oil, the dollar, and the 10-year yield.